Hi, welcome to day 3 of our 5 days course. Yesterday you've learned that for learning a foreign language we need this kind of stupid just learning by heart kind of learning. It has nothing to do with understanding. We cannot apply our cognitive system because there's nothing to understand when we have to learn grammar rules. So today I'm going to show you the first method how to centralize information to make it graspable for our brain actually. We are going to deal with colors today. You might think that's really primitive, but I'm pretty sure you'll learn something new today. You'll make the experience how mighty it can be, how powerful it can be to work with colors, to centralize these abstract grammar information. We are going to apply this technique to the learning problem, which prepositions use which case. Alright, I'm very curious what you think about today. So lean back and enjoy. Okay, so which preposition uses which case? That's our today's topic. My name is Peter and welcome at day 3 of our little video course. You already know this little image. It shows us that every information has to take the way through our senses to find its way into our memory, into our brain. And you've already learned that you can learn abstract grammar rules all the better as you centralize it, as you make it graspable for your senses. And this is what we're going to deal with today. I'll show you the first very efficient method, which I call the meaningful use of colors. So that means you need a consistent, well, I read it in German first. Sie brauchen ein konsistentes, überschaubares und anwendbares Farbsystem, which means a consistent, a clear and a applicable system of colors. And here we go. Let's start with the first example, the case. As you know, we use 4 cases in German. And I would suggest just choose one color for any case. And of course, the most important cases you have to learn when you learn German is the dative case and the accusative case. Die wichtigsten sind Dativ und Akkusativ. So let's take red for dative and blue for accusative. Right now it's okay if you just set these colors and learn by heart that these 2 colors represent the 2 cases. If you have a look at my ebook Learn German with Mnemonics, I show you that it can be quite reasonable to use exactly those 2 colors. But for now it's enough if you just learn that dative is red and accusative is blue. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look at prepositions. Here's the first example. This is just a snippet I color copied out of a dictionary for German as a foreign language, which means in German Wörterbuch für Deutsch als Fremdsprache. And this is the preposition mit. So as you can already see, this is written in blue. I did not do this. This is just the way you can find it in this dictionary. Well, the reason why this is blue is just because it is part of the basic vocabulary, which is in German Grundwortschatz. So if there might be 1,000 or 2,000 words which you have to learn when you start with German, which you call the basic vocabulary, so mit is an important part of this basic vocab. So that's why it is blue. All the other words which are not that important are not written in blue. And let's have a look of all these parts here and I explain you exactly what they are trying to tell you. The second thing here, this is what we call Lautschrift in German, which is just a phonetic spelling which helps you to pronounce this word. So it's mit. Now next to it we find this is a Roman 1, and this is just to tell you that in a first way to use this word, it is a preposition with dative. And there's another way we're not going to deal with here. So mid can also be a prefix of splittable verbs, which is not our topic right now. So now in this parenthesis, in these brackets, you see, so the first meaning of this verb, or the first way to use mid, is as a preposition with dative case, right? And here's the first meaning, what it can mean, how you use it. So, and this is what you actually have to learn. You have to learn the information that the preposition mid uses the dative case. And as you see, this looks quite abstract right here. And let's apply our color system here, which we just established. So we just make this red, right? So you see the red frame around mid and the information dative. And we do the same with the next preposition, which is called durch. This is a preposition with accusative case. So as you can see, this is again written in blue, which has no meaning according to the case. As I told you, this is just the way this dictionary shows us that this word is part of the basic vocabulary. So we apply our color system here. So for accusative, we choose the blue boxes, the blue color, to give this preposition the mark that it takes the accusative. And let's have a look what this could look like. Here you see the very abstract information. Mid uses dative and durch uses accusative. But from now on you might want to write it down on your flashcards, which I strongly recommend you to use. The prepositions like this. You don't write mid uses the dative, you just write it down red. And you do the same with durch, just write it down in blue. And this color code contains the information of the case. And it is that simple for you to centralize this information. And here's what it could look like if you use more of them. These are all on the left hand side. These are 3 examples for dative prepositions, and these are accusative prepositions. And you see it at first sight just by seeing the colors red and blue, which case they use. Alright, let's have a look at another class of prepositions, which are called Wechselpräpositionen. So it's, I think it's two-way prepositions in English. So we have a preposition hinter, and these two-way prepositions can use both cases depending on the context you're using them, depending on the meaning the preposition has in a certain context. So to make this visible, I add to the red color just another mark in blue. And it doesn't matter if you write the word in red or blue and then put the circle around it in the other color. It's just important that you use both colors to make clear that this preposition can use both cases. And here is the rule which tells you when to use which case. So if this preposition expresses a position, which you would ask for in German wo, which is in English where, then it uses the dative case. On the other hand side, if it expresses an action where you would ask wohin, or in English where to, then it uses the accusative case. And I made some neat little images to illustrate you this difference in the meaning. Let's have a look at this little guy. As you can see, we use the same preposition hinter, but it's written down in red now because this little guy here is behind the box. So this expresses a position and not an action. So you would ask wo ist der kleine Kerl? So where is the little guy? And let's have a look at the second way to use this preposition. Here you can see at first sight that this expresses an action, so that's why it is written down in blue, because now it uses the accusative case. So the little guy kicks the ball where to? Behind the box. So the box must be in accusative case here. And you would ask, wohin, where to does he kick the ball? Okay, I think this is pretty easy to understand for you. And by the way, I added 2 study posters today, which you can find just underneath the video. Please feel free to download them, send it around to your friends and hang it up in your classroom or at home, wherever you want. Feel free to spread them out in the world and enjoy it. By the way, you find a lot of more of those posters into the German Power Learning Kit, Learn German with Mnemonics, which you find on my website. Alright, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a nice technique by using colors to centralize your abstract grammar information according to which case to use. Tomorrow is day 4 already. Tomorrow I'm gonna show you a second method, which is called mnemonische Piktogramme, mnemonic pictograms. So können Sie mit einem einfachen Bild extrem leicht die Nebensatzkonjunktionen lernen. So tomorrow I'm gonna show you a very simple image which helps you to learn the most important subjunctions at just one side. I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised and you will like it, so hang on and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching this time. This was Peter.